Oh,
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Inferno Cast episode 25. And how's that for timing? Where the 25th episode is there to celebrate the 25th day of the last month of the year. I, of course, am Inferno Fox, host of this podcast and of YouTube's Inferno Fox Gaming channel. You can find this podcast here on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and much, much more. Also joining me is my wonderful cast and crew here to help celebrate the fantastic holidays. We have Jamie Owls 87, my partner and partner in crime. Jamie Owls, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, glad to be here.
And glad to have you here. We also have Stormrosesky of the Twitch and YouTube channels of Stormrosesky. Storm, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And just a quick note for the audience, definitely make sure you check out Storm Rose Sky's YouTube channel because she just posted a new video today. Storm, what was that video about?
It is my top five favorite Christmas specials that aired. I said from the 80s and older in parentheses because Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer were originally 1963, 1969, and the Flintstones that I mentioned was 1973. So not quite the 80s, but I grew up in the 80s and watching them, so that's why it's my top five favorite Christmas specials from the 80s. And tomorrow there will be my top six favorite Christmas movies will also release.
Awesome. And we're definitely looking forward to checking that video out. And again, if you like a lot of that classic media content, make sure you check out Storm's YouTube channel. We also have Jason the 13th of the YouTube channel, Jason the 13th. You can't see him, but rest assured, he is here. Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
no problem. My normal laptop is in the shop, hopefully getting looked at soon. This is a backup laptop that's having issues, of course.
Hey, at least we got you audibly. That's like that's literally half the battle. Otherwise, if we only had you visually, you'd have to sign your entire conversation. So
Or use cue cards.
cue cards, yeah, that's good. Although I don't know if you can cite. What did they say in The Simpsons? It's really hard to do a live episode of an animated series because the animators can't draw that fast. Kind of the same thing with cue cards, although that's probably a little harder. Next up, we of course have Simbu Darkfang. He is our resident level 5 grandpa. He is a primary actor over at Basement of the Dead in Aurora, Illinois. That's of course in Chicagoland, and he is the best Battle Royale fork knife player. Don't fight me on this. Simbu Darkfang, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I'm just enjoying clipping my nails, so old people stuff.
Hey, at least you're still doing it on your own and that you don't need help yet. So you're not that old. You can still, take care of yourself. You're not a ward of the state yet.
Yeah, so far the only thing I need help with is shaving the back of my head. So,
And I'll come over Thursday for that. And
okay.
last but not least, we have Astrimedes. He is developer and co-owner of Second Place Games. Astrimedes, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here, sifting through the cobwebs of old memories for holiday tidbits for this episode with you.
Definitely, it's going to be a lot of fun because this is, of course, our special Christmas and holiday themed episode of the Inferno Cast, and we're going to be discussing our favorite memories related to the holidays, games that also celebrated holidays, and much more. Before we jump in here, I just got a little pre-discussion topic. How are you guys celebrating the holidays this year? Very kind of simple question. Jamie Owls, how are you celebrating the holidays?
By watching a lot of Christmas movies. I took some time off a couple days after Thanksgiving to when I started watching them. I was watching a lot of the very classic ones like Rudolph and Frosty and some very old TV shows that I used to watch as a kid. And so there's still quite a few Christmas movies I still need to watch, and I only have a couple days, so I got to get a move on those.
Yeah, it's funny. Christmas is getting here quicker and quicker.
Yep.
Of course, I feel like the older that we get, the quicker that time just goes by. So, as we are all marching to our inevitable doom. Astrimedes, how are you celebrating the holidays this year?
I'll be visiting my grandmother and bringing my crazy pandemic dog that we got during the pandemic and has severe social issues. But my grandma loves dogs, so I'll be bringing our insane dog over to her place, and where she'll get tons of treats and bark at people anyway, while gladly accepting treats from them.
Very nice. That sounds fun. Uh, Jason the 13th, how about you? Well, how will you be celebrating holidays?
Uh, Pretty much just hanging with the family, and then going down to visit my one buddy who lives in Southern Illinois. So
Very nice. Definitely make sure to tell him and his family that we said hey.
not a problem.
Simbu, how about you? How are you celebrating the holidays?
Well, as we have for the last few years, since the Jason the 13th and my side of the family kind of stopped getting together. Just a little bit at home, wife, daughter, and having mom and dad come over for a little bit, and that's about it.
Nice. That's cool. Nice hanging out with the close family. And Storm, how about you? How will you be celebrating the holidays this year?
Well, I don't know. It's our first in Colorado, so we will be doing a lot of video game playing. I'll watch some Christmas movies on Christmas, because after Christmas I stopped watching all of those. I can watch Halloween movies and horror movies all year round, but Halloween or Christmas, I'm like, meh. As soon as Christmas Day is done, I don't want to see any more Christmas movies. So, but yeah, just
Unless it's Die
something
Hard.
little at home.
Yes.
Oh, Die Hard's not
Or
a Christmas
Gremlins.
movie.
Or Gremlins. Jaws 4.
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. It happens at
Yes, it
Christmas
is.
time. It happens
It
at
does.
Christmas time. It happens
That
at
counts.
Christmas time.
Yes.
Can I let me fin? Oh my goodness, let me get my definition out. Oh, Die Hard is not it happens at Christmas time. The Christmas movies are themed around Christmas. Die Hard is not themed around Christmas. It's themed around the bad guys getting away with bullshit crud. Oh, it's not a Christmas movie. It happens at Christmas time. Just like Gremlins happens at Christmas time, but it's not really a Christmas movie.
Hey,
So
Gizmo is a
whatever.
Christmas present. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, he's a present, but
And
whether or not it could have been his birthday. Could have been
we
his
will be
birthday. And
It's a
he still would have had
controversial
it.
topic.
and we'll be
We don't need to
touching
get political.
and we'll be touching upon that near the end of the podcast. So my friends in the audience, make sure you stay tuned because the last question goes towards that generally. Before we jump into the actually, before I move on to my next thing, Storm, was there any I don't mean to cut you off. Was there anything else with that?
That was it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wait.
One of the things is I want to take a moment to appreciate, for those of us viewing us on YouTube, I want to take the time to appreciate Simbu's Christmas sweater. So Jason the 13th, you're going to enjoy that.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yes.
Fantastic Jurassic World one. I've got a Final Fantasy VI one available at yeet.com. So if you're a big Final Fantasy nerd like I am, it's a fun one. Simba, where did you get your shirt or sweater at?
I think I found it on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
It's been so many years. It's been quite a few years since I picked it up. So
Very cool.
Fits.
Yeah, so as you, the audience, can tell, this is going to be a nice chill episode. We're just hanging out. We're going to be talking about video games and holidays. So one of the things with that, though, is that there really aren't that many video games that associate themselves specifically with the holidays. But I mean, I guess they're out there. There are some that are based especially on it, like video game adaptations of Home Alone, or even specifically parts of the game. During our pre-discussion, we were kind of talking about that a little bit. But there are certain things like Spider-Man Miles Morales taking place in December, and I believe there's like a Christmas themed scene in that. There's also Christmas Town in Kingdom Hearts 2 because, of course, one of the worlds is based on A Nightmare Before Christmas. And then you got live service games like Fork Knife that adds in Christmas content. When I used to play Final Fantasy Record Keeper, every year they'd have fun, fantastic Christmas-based bonuses and whatnot. And I believe that there is Christmas-related stuff added into Disney Dreamlight Valley. Am I right, Simbu? Did they add some Christmas stuff?
They so with the game, December 5th, the release of their like expansion pass thing. They released Jack Skellington
Oh,
into Dreamlight Valley. I haven't been on it in a little while, so I'm not sure if they did an actual Christmas theme. But Dead by Daylight does a Christmas Eve wintry kind of event every year. So
that's cool. That sounds fun. And I'll ask you guys kind of like what are some of your favorite Christmas related video games and or moments? So they could be any like levels or anything to a video game that you like that were sort of Christmas related, or even like a game that you played that has nothing to do with like winter or Christmas, but you played it during Christmas time and you just associate that particular game with the holidays for whatever reason. Jason, I'm gonna pick on you with this. Do you have any experiences like that or favorite Christmas or related moments in video games?
Can't think of too many off the top of my head. I know uh, back when I'd go to my dad's house for Christmas Eve, and I know we were always big on Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy VII at that time, and the Resident Evil games. We just all hung out and opened our gifts at his house and played some games in the background, but no special game that sticks out in my head that's like, ooh, that one is Christmas like connected to me. But then when Christmas Day came to my mom's house, opened up more gifts, and then you just played whatever new game you got, basically.
Nice. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember you telling me about how like it was always the like Final Fantasy 7 and whatnot when you guys played at
Hmm.
your dad's. That sounds fun.
Yep, Resident Evils and Final Fantasy VII were the big hangout play games when we're at my dad's house.
Nice. Very cool. Storm, how about you?
Oh, one of the games that I still currently play, Animal Crossing, has a big thing for the holiday season. They call it Toy Day, but they have lots of decorations for the holidays and things you can make and put around your island. The actual day, they have a reindeer that comes that's dressed as Santa and passes presents out to your villagers and stuff. It's the same every year. The last update for that particular thing has been probably now 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It's gonna seem like 3 years, I think. Anyway, so there's that, and obviously, like when Fortnite does their winter thing, because I like getting gifts. Their little stupid things that they give each year aren't bad. Some of the skins are cute, and some of the things I still use. Um,
Hmm.
as far as having any video game connected with the holiday, I was trying to think of the year, and I think it was 97 or 98 when I got the Super Nintendo as a Christmas gift and got the Super Mario RPG and played it for the first time during that holiday season. So I can't remember which year it was. It was either 97 or 98, but that was when I fell in love with that game. So that
No.
is definitely a memory connected with the holiday for that. So there you go.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, it's so we're so far at 2 for 2 with having RPGs related to Christmas memories. Kind of kind of funny how that works. Maybe it's just because
Yep.
of the sheer amount of time with RPGs that we kind of tend to assess into that. Let's break this chain. Let's break this. Simbu, what about you? What about some of your favorite like Christmas related type games or video games that you sort of relate with Christmas?
Well, can't go wrong with Super Mario RPG and Final Fantasy VII and Baldur's Gate. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say that would work, except I'm gonna cry foul, sir. You better be careful. I'll make you play those. I could beat you up in Nintendo.
I think I've played them. No, honestly, I enjoy like the Fortnite Winterfest game event because again, like Storm said, it's free little piddly stuff that I usually, most of it I won't ever use, but a couple of things I do, and it's just a little fun to see how what they do on the map. And it seems like Christmassy events are geared a lot towards live service games anyways, because it's easier to do that than try and add stuff into a completed box game, so to speak. But I'm going to hold off on my actual game that I relate to Christmas, or games that I relate to Christmas, because one of your answers is going to be one of your questions is going to be something related to best Christmas memories. So I'm going to hold off for that.
You defer for now. No problem. Yeah, because that's one of my pending questions will be regarding that, and it's definitely something that will hit us all in the nostalgia feels. Simbu, you got to be careful because I might call on you first when I get to that question. And as I say this,
I'm locked and loaded.
As I say that, I'm certain in 10 minutes when I actually get to that, I'm going to forget, and I'll probably call on Astrimedes twice or something. No. For me, I think probably some of the best like Christmas related stuff is like some of the winter levels in like Donkey Kong Country games. I always think of like Christmas with that, especially with Donkey Kong Country 3, where it has like a mode where it turns all of the bonus levels into like Christmas themed with presents and like ornaments, and the music even changes. And just like it kind of adds that sort of like magical Christmas feeling, because I think a lot of those released, if I'm remembering it right, Donkey Kong Countries 1 through 3, as well as Diddy Kong Racing, released right before Christmas holiday. So you ended up playing it then. And then for me, some of my favorite Christmas related video game moments probably would be with like Diddy Kong Racing when I was back, I think a freshman or sophomore of high school. And like I of course had no life, not to say I have a life now, but I really had no life then. So I ended up just playing that, and I remember getting 100% in that game, just doing that all through like the winter holiday. And it was a lot of fun, especially because there was like a winter themed set of courses that were almost looked like Christmas themed. The music kind of sounded like that. So Jamie Ellis, what would you say some of your favorite Christmas related video game moments are, or like video games that you kind of associate with like Christmas and holiday season?
I don't know so much about like an actual Christmassy, but winter type games for me, it would probably have to be the Rise of the Tomb Raider, where Lara Croft is more in Russia, so it's always, winter there and always snowy. Another one would be Until Dawn. I know that's a horror game, so not really a Christmassy type game, but again, that takes place in the winter months. Yeah, just basically what you said too, like some of the levels with Donkey Kong, that I like to play there in the winter scene. Same with the Mario games too. When I play, some of the levels that are wintry and you see the little penguins and the little Goombas on the ice skates. I kind of relate that to like more of like a Christmas themed type game. So yeah.
I can see that makes sense, unless of course you're sadistic and you pick up the penguin and you throw him off the ledge in Mario
No, that's you.
64. Well, yeah, that probably is. Astrimedes, how about you? Do you throw the penguin off the ledge? What are some of your favorite Christmas
I don't know
related
what
video
that means,
games?
but yes. I also like had trouble thinking of like very Christmassy direct games I played. Probably the most kind of direct feeling sort of holiday season game was when the demo for A Good Snowman is Hard to Build came out. It's called. It's like a little puzzle game where you're sort of like and this is like very not my type of game normally, but it was very like kind of well executed, really simple little puzzle game where you're sort of like a cute monster, and there's every room you go into, there's essentially three snowballs. Some tiles have snow and some don't. And as you roll the snowball over a snow covered tile, it becomes bigger. So it will go from a small to medium snowball or from a medium to large snowball. And then you build a snowman by placing a large, medium, and then small snowball all on top of each other. And then your cute monster character names the snowman and gives them like some clothes that make them like Sally the pirate or something. And then it kind of moves on to the next room. But I have more memories of kind of like winter areas and winter mechanics and games that just sort of feel winter seasony, let's say. I do have kind of like a strong memory, even though there are no winter mechanics, in the first Guild Wars game. There was an area called the Shiver Peak Mountains, and there was sort of like it was one of these. So Guild Wars 1, for those not familiar, was MMO, player versus environment and or player versus player. I only played really player versus environment with a core group of one or two friends. We found that there was this pass through the mountains that was essentially a shortcut from into a much higher level area, basically. So we sort of had like a friends we would make in Guild Wars. We would sort of shepherd them through this pass. And like I didn't play a lot of MMOs, but that felt like a pretty fun, like genuine, like it seemed unintended, like this way we'd found through the pass. It was still difficult to do, but it also felt sort of like we were kind of breaking something with the way we were pulling it off at our level. And I feel like there's kind of like not enough of those like opportunities to do interesting things in a lot of the like sort of QA'd to death, very safely designed AAA titles now. But one other winter related game is the game Valheim is a survival game, and there's a snowy environment biome. So there's a freezing effect you suffer when you're in this biome where your health doesn't regenerate, and you've significantly lowered stamina, and you need stamina to essentially do everything in Valheim. So it creates a situation where you can either make a fire or you can have equipment that protects you against this freezing effect. And it was pretty fun first encountering this biome, finding kind of small areas where we needed to cross, and we again sort of like a very under-leveled and making it through situation where we just brought a ton of wood, almost died running to like build a campfire, sit around the campfire, eat items to heal ourselves, and then run across to the next campfire. Those are probably the most direct wintry game memories I have.
Nice. That's really cool, and it's funny how like a lot of that type of aesthetic really seems to kind of fit that whole like Christmas theme, even if it's not really holiday-ish, and even if it's not like gonna be a white Christmas, especially around here, which is something I know Jamie Owls is really happy about, right? Jamie Owls, you didn't want a white Christmas or anything, right?
No, I wanted one. I'm pissed.
It's
No,
the only day of the year I want snowfall around here.
yeah, usually it helps because like you usually don't have to go anywhere during Christmas, so you don't have to worry about driving in the snow.
It's a big factor, yeah, for most people, most years, yeah.
Yeah, it can start snowing on December 24th, stop snowing on December 25th, and bugger off between December 25th night and December 26th morning, and I'll be happy.
Yep, Simbu's got the right of it. So fortunately, here in Chicagoland, we're going to be in like the low 50s for Christmas Day. So I'm happy about it.
We may have snow on Christmas Eve, but it will be gone by Christmas because snow does not last around here at all. So,
Because
yeah,
isn't it like lows
I-
in the 20s, highs in the 60s or 70s?
yeah. This week I went outside and I had a hoodie on, but it felt too warm for a hoodie, and that is just completely weird for me for December. I'm not used to.
Yeah.
I'm used to having winter coats and gloves on right now, but just having a hoodie on, and even on colder days, I've worn two hoodies and I've been fine. But it's just so weird to get used to. I'm taking a look at our Christmas forecast, and we have a chance of snow, so just a slight chance. We'll see. Maybe not
Nice.
for us.
Yeah, it's so funny because I keep hearing on our end here in Chicagoland that it's like literally 0% chance of snow. So
Oh, we might get rain.
yeah, well, yes, that we will be getting precipitation. It'll feel like Thanksgiving. Won't
Yeah.
feel like
Watery
Christmas.
snow.
Yep. Oh, it's fun. A lot of the kind of even if you just don't have the weather in real life, you can get it in the video game life, and you can create your favorite sort of Christmas setting that way, virtually, as corny as that is, or as that sounds. So it kind of moves on to the next question. The big core one here is, and it's for you guys. What is the best Christmas gift that you have ever received? And if your best gift wasn't a video game, what is the best video game related gift you've gotten for Christmas? So, like, if your favorite Christmas gift is a guitar, definitely let us know because we'd love to hear it. But then also let us know what your favorite Christmas gift that was video game related. So, I'm gonna go first because I've got my favorite Christmas gift, the mini version of it right here, which all y'all know this already, maybe even some of my audience who've been following my channel for a while, but the Super Nintendo in the Christmas of 1991 still to this day remains to be my favorite Christmas gift of all time because I remember being so excited and to like actually receive it because it was the whole Christmas story moment where me and my brothers finished opening up gifts, and I remember being disappointed that we didn't get the Super Nintendo. And my mother had, or it was either my father or my mother had said, "Oh, what's that behind the couch?" And so I remember looking behind there, or like jumping up over there because I was like 7 or 8 and an idiot. And I saw the big box. I lifted it up, and I think my older brother started unwrapping it, and then cue the whole Nintendo 64 boy type video or meme of being all excited of getting a new system and everything. And just one of those things where like I even to this day being now middle-aged essentially and never having a gift as good as that or as impressionable as that, which is nothing against any gifts that I've received between then and now because obviously I'm grateful, but nothing left such an indelible like imprint on me. It also helps being like 7 or 8 years old. And then of course seeing my brothers playing the Super Mario World that day and then evening, and then being the first one out of me and my brothers to actually beat it like the first thing in the morning the next day. So it's just a lot of fun and a lot of good memories. So Simbu had actually deferred on the second part of his answer. So I'm really curious what his best Christmas gift he'd ever received and or video game related.
And I defer again. No.
Okay.
I believe it was the holiday season, Christmas season 94. It was either 94 or 95. I can't remember because I was, little guy at the time. But my grandma Adams bought me the Sega Genesis Aladdin Lion King bundle for Christmas.
Nice.
So that is my most near and dear memory for anything I've ever gotten for as far as gifts. Of course, as Inferno Fox says, I am truly grateful for every gift I've ever gotten, but my most impressionable, most nostalgic, most hit you in the feels, it's that one right there.
That is an amazing gift. And so I have to ask the follow-up question on that is how long did you play? How many hours did you play on Christmas Day? And did you beat Aladdin and Lion King? Or did you ever beat them?
Beat them, yes, but not on that. Not then. It took many months later before I finally beat either one of them. But yeah, it was set it up and let's play. I could care less, and they made sure that was the last thing I opened.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. And that's really special too. Storm, how about you? Favorite or the best Christmas gift you've gotten, and or video game gift?
Okay, I have a couple that are going to stand out. First, video game related. It was a little bit after Christmas, but it was last year getting the PlayStation 5. Yes. With that opened a whole world of video game that I was only having the Nintendo Switch prior, which is just a great video game system anyway, but with the PlayStation comes the other group of characters that I now get to interact with every day, which I'm grateful. So, that's been fun. And then the first year that my husband and I were married, we got our Sheltie Stormy. He was our Christmas gift to one another. And then, I'm gonna try to get through it. Hang on a second. Ooh, Christmas is emotional, so I'm sorry, guys. Ooh. Well, I didn't mean to just bring everyone down real quick, but hang on.
Hey, no worries. And remember, take all the time that you need.
Okay. I practiced this in my head and was like, it'll be fine. But one of my best Christmases, I was 7 and I was coming home. My brother was dating his girlfriend Colleen, and we went to her house for Christmas and Christmas Eve, and we came home and like my parents had the lights were all on. Santa had already visited, whatever. And in my bedroom there were these huge garbage bags full of Barbie stuff that they put a tag on that it was from the Land of Misfit Toys. And I just absolutely loved it because there was a huge Barbie house and tons of accessories and stuff. They had found an ad in the newspaper. Somebody was selling things, selling this Barbie stuff, and they just put it all together as from the Land of Misfit Toys. And that is just one of my favorites. And this is the first Christmas without both mom and dad, so it's a little rough. I'm sorry, guys. But there you go. I'm gonna stop talking now. So and get myself together. I didn't mean to, I thought I could do it. Nope.
No,
that one right there just always stands out, and it's probably one of the best that I have.
Yeah, and that definitely sounds like such a special memory, and if anything else, like you're always going to have that, and in a way, by sharing that with us, you're also always going to have that experience of sharing it with us as well as the audience here, and then you can always look back upon this conversation and this podcast and everything as sort of the gift to the world, as it were. Christmas is it's memories like that really make the holiday, that you can really look back and you can know and believe that you really had one or more parents that cared, or maybe you had an aunt, or maybe you had a friend, or maybe you had a brother-in-law who just wants to try and give a really special memory to a brother and sister-in-law that mean the world to them. It's being with being with and presenting family with these sort of gifts and everything like that, but it's more than that. It's the effort that's made, the thought process that really counts, and it's the thing that says, hey, here's a gift, but in a way it's saying that, hey, you're special to me, and that's really what counts as it were. So no, Storm, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's awesome. uh Jason, how about you? I'm gonna pick on you next, and kind of ask you your best video game related Christmas gift, or if video game one was your best Christmas gift. What do you think, Jason?
Not sure I could pick a one particular Christmas gift is like my favorite of all times, but my best video game one is similar to yours, but it was the Game Boy Color. Yeah, Game Boy Color. Yeah, where I remember getting that for Christmas, and the story behind it, if I'm correct and remembering this correctly, there was a shortage on Game Boy Colors because of some like natural disaster or something that happened in Japan around the holiday time, and it was hard to get the Game Boy Color. And I honestly didn't think I was going to get it, and I actually got it for Christmas. And it was one of those things like it was like a rare find at the time because of it, because there was a shortage, if I'm remembering correctly. And I remember getting the Game Boy Color and being that excited that I was actually able to get one.
What color was the Game Boy Color that you got? Was it
The greenish, tealish. It wasn't pure green. It was like that teal green color one.
because it's funny because I remember that being a thing where certain colors were really short because I think that same Christmas I got the clear purple one, but the clear purple one was like one of the most common ones that they had
Ah,
available in stock. But yeah, because I don't ever remember seeing the green one in stores, at least within our area.
like I said, I remember them having some kind of shortage with the
Yeah.
Game Boy Color back then.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's funny, and I thought for a second maybe you told me that story before. Maybe you did, but that the shortage does sound right to me.
And I was trying to Google it, but I couldn't find anything about a shortage for them. So I don't remember if I'm remembering it correctly or not. But I do remember the Game Boy Color being one of my big video game Christmas gifts.
Nice. No, that's cool. Astrimedes, how about you?
For me, probably, again, because the sort of weight of the impression being a kid is large part of this is the gift. But the NES that came with World Class Track Meet, the Power Pad, Duck Hunt, and the Zapper, and Super Mario Brothers was a Christmas gift. Probably would have been maybe 87, 88, something like that. I'm guessing I was a pretty small kid. I think the NES had been out maybe a couple years at this point. Still felt fairly early for our family that definitely did not always get the newest stuff. And yeah, that was basically when I got, really big into video games. I had played some of the earlier video game systems a little bit. Being an old man, I was, very small, but I played like the Atari 2600, and maybe something like the ColecoVision assist system. I don't quite remember, with a like capacitative or something buttons. But anyway, yeah, I'd say that NES also sort of coupled with the memory of picking it out, because it was my not really English speaking Italian grandmother got that as a gift for me, my brother. But of course, she did not know what the heck an NES was, so we went with her and my dad to a Toys R Us. I remember picking out which one, and being so pleased we could get the best pack with the almost useless games and peripherals that were extra that came with it.
Why I gotta ask, why does every story, why does when anyone starts sharing stories, at least one has to have a non-English speaking Italian grandma in it.
Well, that might be a function of us being in Chicagoland. I don't know.
It's no offense to Italians and Italian grandmas and ones that don't speak English, but it's just funny that when you get a collective of people, there's always at least that one person that has the Italian grandma as part of their story.
And it's funny with it being Chicagoland, I'm surprised it's not a Polish grandma or something like that. You know, that seems a little more pervasive for the area. But Simbu, you make a good point. Oh gosh, no, Astrimedes, that I can definitely appreciate that. Now, of course, we might have already touched upon this, but you and your brother, did you do that with the power pad?
Yes, we very quickly learned that rather than stomping your feet up and down on the buttons as intended on the power pad, it was actually much better to get down on your hands and knees and slap the buttons rapidly because you could do it much faster than moving your feet. And you could also, when you jump the hurdles, you could arbitrarily move your hands off for as long as you wanted to be in the air and then back on, though that was tricky because it was also bad to be in there for too long.
Oh, it's too funny. Yeah, me and my brothers definitely guilty of doing that. Once we learned we could cheese the system, then it was realized the game really isn't that much fun. So
yeah, I think we played the game for basically a few weeks. I would almost say that game is like Christmas memories on its own, but probably wasn't because I don't think we played it more than the other games. I know we definitely like to shoot each other with the duck hunt gun, me and my brother, or at least I shot him and he got very offended. He's 2 years younger than me, so
yeah. As the younger brother who got shot, speaking for your younger brother, we were offended.
Poor Inferno Fox. I know what you went through.
Yes.
Poor Inferno Fox.
Yes, you do.
Pulled down hallways by your feet and dragged down the stairs by those feet. Yeah, you poor guy. They were buttheads to you. They really were. Big brothers.
it's always fun having older brothers.
I have an older sister. Yeah.
Yeah,
older siblings toughen you up, say older siblings.
That's all we're going to say about that.
Oh, so Jamie Owls, I'm also curious for you, like what is the best Christmas gift you've ever received, video game wise? If there wasn't the one that was a video game, like regular, go ahead and hit us.
Well, when I think back on my Christmases, I will forever be grateful how my parents, they always made it fun for us. They always made sure to buy gifts that we all wanted, and they really did. So that's something that I will always cherish, because really when you think about it, when you're kids, it's really your parents that really made all that stuff magical. I do have quite a few. I can't remember the exact years, but I could just picture it in my mind. Number one, though, I do remember this vividly. It was Christmas of 1998. I was 11, and that's when I got the PlayStation 1 console, along with the first Tomb Raider and Crash Bandicoot games, to where not only have I been a big fan, but that was really got me into, like, the series, and how I'm a big fan now of Lara Croft and Crash Bandicoot. I remember also some of the Christmases, opening up all the gifts, and I do remember some video games that me and my brother used to get. I remember we both got the Power Rangers game for the Super Nintendo. We also had a Sega. I just remember my brother getting a few basketball and baseball games, and I think I've gotten a lot of like the Bugs Bunny type Looney Tune games for the Super Nintendo, and just a whole bunch of other toys that I was so thankful to have as a kid. And one of them, which is called the Pooch the Good Puppy, it's just this little animatronic puppy dog that calls to you, or when you call to it, it like follows you around and it knows like certain words. And yeah, that would probably be like my all-time favorite toy in my childhood. And then also the PlayStation 1 will always be like the favorite gift of getting my very first video game console. Like my own, like nothing was shared. It was like my own.
No, that's cool, and it's really interesting too to hear like how some of these most impressionable games that and whatnot that we've gotten kind of like making an impact on us long term. Jamie Owls, you'd mentioned the PS1 and
Yeah.
Tomb Raider as well as Crash, and Tomb Raider remains probably one of your all-time favorite series, with Lara Croft being one of your favorite characters. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Simbu, with you getting the Sega and then the Aladdin and Lion King games, I feel like that helped to cement your love of Disney, because you definitely have a good appreciation for Disney as well as some of the franchise games, so that makes a lot of sense. Jason the 13th with the Game Boy Color. That I could see fitting you quite well because of your love of Pokemon, and Pokemon itself being literally Pocket Monsters and starting
Oh
on
yeah.
the original Game Boy. And Storm, of course, with like Mario RPG, and it's funny coming full circle this year with the remake and being able to experience kind of a breathing whole new life and everything. And then finally, Astrimedes getting the NES. I mean, it just shows, you getting the gun and shooting your poor little brother, you homicidal maniac.
There were
God,
signs.
older brothers. Ah,
Leave the
no,
ones
He
to
probably
these are
deserved
alone.
great.
it.
These are really great special memories that we've got, and it's nice to be able to share them and get to learn more about one another. But let's get beyond video games a little bit and just talk turkey. Of course, that was the last holiday, but instead,
Last month, buddy.
we'll kind of finish off here and talk about our favorite Christmas and holiday movies, or just kind of want to have a general conversation about like your favorite Christmas movies or movies you love to watch during the holiday season. I'm adding that second part to hopefully kind of jump over any potential Die Hard related controversy, because it could be a movie that you love to watch during the holiday season. I will say, as I'm talking and I have the floor, that It's a Wonderful Life is as much of a Christmas movie as Die Hard, because they're both made and around the Christmas holiday, and they both have various Christmas themes. Although it's Clarence that saves George's life as opposed to John McClane, that saves everybody else's lives. Because yippee ki yay, mother! Yeah, I don't want to get demonetized. So, uh, Jamie Owls, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies and or movies you love to watch during the holiday season?
My favorite Christmas movie is Frosty the Snowman, and then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and then of course, Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation. Those are the ones I always have to make sure I watch every year. As for movies to watch during the holiday season, um, I guess Die Hard. Um, or some of the Marvel movies, any of those.
Nice. Storm, how about you? And please don't kill Inferno Fox here.
Oh, I don't like It's a Wonderful Life. I finally saw it a couple of years ago after never seeing it, but that, every time a bell rings, angel gets its wings. I'm gonna, yeah, I don't like that movie. It's depressing as all get out. So I don't like Polar Express for the same reason. Oh, it depresses
Really?
me.
That and the
Yeah,
faces.
Oh,
yeah,
the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, Polar Express.
yeah. But my favorite Christmas movies are the obligatory, Christmas Story, which I just love Ralphie, and someday we'll get to the museum in Ohio and see, the house and everything. And National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. However, I love VH1 put this out in 2000 and it made my top 6 list is A Diva's Christmas Carol. And it's Vanessa Williams and it's basically a rock star going through the, three ghosts visiting her and what her life would be like if she didn't do the X thing. So I absolutely love it with my love of music and all of that. So, and also A Very Brady Christmas. I absolutely love A Very Brady Christmas. I made sure I got that on DVD as soon as I could find out you could get those on DVD. And Holiday in Handcuffs. It stars Melissa Joan Hart and Mario Lopez. It was a made-for-TV movie for ABC Family, and a friend suggested I watch it back when it came out, and ever since then, I just love it, and I'm glad that it is available on Hulu and on Amazon Prime to watch because you can't buy that movie anymore without spending an extraordinary amount of money, which is not worth for DVDs for one movie. To me, I'm real picky about what I will spend on that. Also, one more. The Christmas toy from Jim Henson's Christmas toy. The original Toy Story. Yeah, Amazon Prime has it, which I'm so glad because finding that on DVD it's not in existence that I've found, but oh yeah, the original Toy Story. Little toys coming to life and celebrating Christmas and being jealous of new toys coming in.
Yes. I
It's
remember
great.
that movie.
Yeah, it's so good. So I'm gonna have to watch that tomorrow.
Nice.
Funny, that movie did not scare me as a kid, but Chucky did.
Oh, Chucky. And then right around that time when Chucky came out, one of my Christmas gifts was the My Kid Sister dolls.
Oh
Which were like,
God.
yeah. So she
Buddy.
was about the size. Oh yes, remember My
I
Buddy?
remember the song that
Oh,
shall not be
God.
uttered.
My buddy. My
My
buddy.
Oh.
My
My
buddy.
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 All right, be careful
Yeah.
now. I'll play Wham's Last Christmas and disqualify anybody participating in that challenge. You better be careful. I might do it.
Well, a couple
also
years
off Mariah
ago,
Carey,
they
you better
came
watch
back
it.
with the Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh,
The
and
Chucky-
that Teddy Ruxpin looks evil. And I could go on a whole rant about Teddy Ruxpin with okay, because my aunt had Teddy Ruxpin. One of my aunts had it, and she would not let us kids play with it, which just blew my mind as a little kid. You have the toy.
This is a
And she
serious
even-
tool for adults.
Yeah.
and you had the caterpillar. And she had both of the sets and books and stuff, and us kids could not touch it, and it drove me. Oh man, it still drives me nuts now. Oh, and the new Teddy Ruxpin looked evil as all get out. I don't like him. He looks possessed, which is fun, which I've written a story about. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. For me, I would say favorite Christmas movies. I haven't heard mentioned yet. It's gonna be like Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Oh, you took mine.
I was gonna call on you next, Simbu, but I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna make sure to mention that. Probably in my like top 5 or top 3, just because like it's comedy, but it's got a bit of that dark comedy, and I like the message, especially the very last message that Bill Murray's character does at the end, which he apparently. I found this out like last year or so ago. He 100% ad-libbed that. Like it was not scripted. So the idea that he's actually saying that, like, I don't know, as being a kid or even a teenager watching it, and just, the idea of Christmas being more than just, a day of the week or a day of the month or a day of the year or something like, or just any other day. It's a feeling that you have that you can make a difference or something like that. And then the idea that he's saying that, like, possibly from the heart, this goofy actor guy, I thought that was really cool. Simbu, now that I've taken your answer, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies or holidays?
I do got to say that most of the times when you have an actor that ad libs in a movie, it's usually really, really good. Like Robert Englund in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I believe that's part 3 with Dream Warriors. the toll TV scene. That was an ad-lib line, which is just great. I won't mention it for demonetization purposes, but if you've seen it, everyone's seen it, we know it, you know the line.
He welcomes someone to prime time. That line.
There you go. No, honestly, favorite Christmas movies. Of course, I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. You gotta love
Year Without Santa Claus.
Yep, you gotta love Year Without Santa Claus. Of course, most of the stuff that's already been said. The Disney's A Christmas Carol was actually pretty good with Jim Carrey. Of course, animated movie. Obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas, which I'm surprised nobody has said yet. But yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. And so far, everybody else has been spot on with what you watch around the holidays. The only other one I could probably say is Christmas with the Cranks, because it's just dumb comedy.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Nice. Astrimedes, how about you?
I would definitely have to second Storm's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and my wife, without knowing about it, would slap me if I didn't mention it, because that is probably one of her top 3 favorite movies ever. But yeah, it holds up. You can rewatch it a million times. It was Chevy Chase kind of at the height of his ability, and yeah, it was great. But I also am a big fan of the kind of dark comedy, cynical Christmas movies. And Bad Santa is almost, but not quite annual rewatch for me. And I also really liked the movie Krampus that came out. I think it was 2015 or something. I thought Krampus was great.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm a big fan of the dark ones. But as a kid, I'll throw in that as a kid, I really loved the Rudolph stop motion animation stuff. All the stop motion stuff I loved as a kid. So those movies still hold a kind of a special place in my cold dead heart.
Nice, cold dead heart. Jason, how about you?
Well, 2 of my top 3 have all been said, that being National Lampoons and Nightmare Before Christmas. My other one is what nobody at least unless I fell asleep and didn't hear it, The Grinch. I love the Grinch movies. And
which one of the 3? The TV
I love the original Dr. Seuss, and I love Jim Carrey's Grinch. I think I've seen the newest one only once, where the other ones I could watch over and over. And then as for new Christmas movies, if none of you have seen it, go on Netflix and watch the Christmas Chronicles, where Kurt Russell is Santa. It is a fantastic Christmas movie.
Yes, those are good.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Both
really
of them
cute.
are really good.
Mm-hmm. So those would be up there. Those would be my top picks.
I'm surprised no one said Home Alone.
Yeah, Home Alone's good, but as a Christmas movie, it's almost like Die Hard. I don't see it being Christmassy enough.
It happens at Christmas. That's about it.
I know.
Just like Die Hard happens at Christmas.
Yeah,
roughly
it happens
Christmas.
at Christmas.
I know.
With Home Alone, my cousin, back when that was brand new, won tickets on the radio to see a screening of Home Alone before it was coming out in theaters. So I saw Home Alone in the theater downtown
That's awesome.
Chicago. My dad, my uncle, and my cousin took us, so we got to. Yeah, it was fun to see it before it got released that week or whatever. So it was really good, and we knew it was going to be good. So.
And apparently, counting for inflation, it still remains the highest grossing movie released during the Christmas holidays ever. Still accounting for inflation. That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
And so I also like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but I notice the older that I get, the more and more I realize that Clark Griswold is a dick. Like he is
Yeah.
he is not a good person, and that's why Chevy Chase plays him so well, because it's like Eminem playing in 8 Mile, because he's kind of playing himself. This is Chevy kind of playing himself in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like he's not a good person, you know. He's
No. That's
just
I mean that's what I like about it. The movie is both very kind of like cheesy and kind of it feels very much like a Christmas movie, but it also is like really dark and cynical, and some of it is in like just a line or two.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the idea that it's the whole like it's so good in the past, and you're trying to recreate it now, and it's never as good, and you're chasing that, and you'll drive everybody up the flipping wall to try and recapture that magic, and it'll never happen. You just make everybody miserable, and it's like, well, we're in the what is it, the seventh circle of hell, I think he says at one point.
Yeah,
It
it's funny how you got movies that come out like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and then they go, "Oh, we're thinking about remaking." It's like, please don't, please
yeah.
don't.
No.
You're going to destroy it. You're going to
Yep.
destroy the every memory, because there's very few. You know, there's not a ton of them, but there's a good selection of movies that cannot be remade. Another one being the movie Armageddon. You can't remake it.
And Back to the Future and Godfather.
Yep.
Can't
There you
remake
go.
them.
Nope.
You
Nope.
can never get that same camaraderie and that
Mm-mm.
gelness between the cast members. It'll never happen. I don't care how good of an actor they are.
Nope. And I think on that note, I think we'll go ahead and call it. And our fantastic and wonderful cast and crew wants to wish everyone here in the audience a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate. Just make sure you do so safely. Don't open the door for Krampus unless you wish it. And if you have summoned Krampus, make sure you encase him in a copper summoning circle. You have 5 white candles on all 5 points of the star, so that if you have summoned Krampus, you have done so properly, and you can appease him and have him do your bidding. So I just want to give
Sounds like you've done this
a
before.
I might have, or I just watch.
This is experience speaking.
Yeah, it's not like I've got 2 older brothers to summon Krampus on or anything like that. No trauma or anything. Just want to say a wonderful thank you again to the cast. Jamie Owls, my partner and partner in crime. Jamie Owls, thank you, as well as thank you for always making the past 12, 13 Christmases really special for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much as well for joining us, Jamie Owls.
Oh, that's so sweet. I am the gift that keeps on giving.
All year long.
You're
Eh.
welcome.
And of course, I also want to thank Stormrosesky of the Twitch and YouTube channels of Stormrosesky. Make sure you check out her content that she's got on the YouTube channel of Stormrosesky. You got some classic 80s and earlier favorite Christmas movies, as well as just total Christmas movies coming up. A video, right, Storm?
Yes. Today I released the top 5 Christmas specials, and tomorrow we'll release the top 6 favorite Christmas movies.
And make sure that you don't miss that. Again, the YouTube channel Stormrosesky. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Speaking of ringing a bell for notifications, make sure you also do so for Jason the 13th's YouTube channel. Jason, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you'll get that laptop back soon from Micro Center, which is crazy to hear that they were at more than 96 hours to bench.
They are a couple weeks to bench right now.
That is
But
so crazy for me in my old school time of working at Micro Center. Like, wow.
they're that swamped. But real quick, a guilty pleasure, because it is such a corny movie, but it is so fun and entertaining. Watch Violent Night. There you go.
Oh,
That's a great movie for entertainment.
And
Said it's not a good movie. I said entertainment.
And
Simbu says, not up Simbu's speed, but a big thank you to Simbu for joining me. Again, he is the level 5 grandpa. He is a primary actor over at Basement of the Dead, located in Aurora, Illinois. It's, of course, part of Chicagoland, and he is the best player at Fork Knife Battle Royale. Don't argue with me on this. Simbu, thank you so much for joining us.
hey, it's always great to be here. And just leave everybody with a great Christmas memory from my childhood that doesn't involve video games. I was about 5 years old. We were coming home on Christmas Eve from my grandmother's house, which is only about 5 blocks away. But I looked up in the sky, and through the clouds saw a single red light.
That's pretty
Santa.
cool.
Is it Satan?
Santa.
Oh, Santa.
Satan.
Rudolph. It was
Rudolph.
Rudolph leading Santa's sleigh.
Aw, that's cool. I thought it was Satan. Glad it was Santa.
It might have been
That's sweet,
Krampus.
though.
Who knows?
It could be Krampus. And last but not least, we've got Astrimedes, developer and co-owner of Second Place Games. Astrimedes, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun trying to remember things with my addled old brain.
And definitely fun to hear yours and the rest of the crew's wonderful Christmas related memories. And of course, again, thank you to our wonderful audience for joining us. If you are on YouTube, make sure to comment in the comment section below your favorite Christmas memories, as me and my crew here will interact with you and make you feel creepy and awkward. Thank you again for watching, and have a happy holiday. Have a great Christmas, and have a great New Year, although we will be here for next week's podcast, the last one of the season. Thanks again, and have a good day.